Welcome to the Panduit FibreRunner routing system installation training video. This video is part of Panduit's multimedia training series and covers topics key to the following job accountabilities: product installation, product specification, network planning, facilities planning, project management. This video is outlined as follows: Module 1, Introduction. Module 2, Site Preparation. Module 3, Sizing and Cutting the Channel. Module 4, Joining Components using the Quick Lock Coupler. Module 5, Transitioning out of the channel. Module 6, Attaching channels to brackets. Module 7, Attaching covers. Module 8, Conclusion. Upon completion of this video, you should be able to identify the key components of the Panduit FibreRunner routing system and be able to install FibreRunner products per your network design. Panduit provides innovative solutions for routing fiber optic and high-performance copper cabling to and between equipment racks within a telecommunications room, data center, or service provider's central office facility. Routing products such as the FibreRunner routing system are critical factors in your ability to quickly install, easily implement moves, adds, and changes, and maintain the integrity of your fiber and copper cabling in order to maximize long-term performance. The FibreRunner routing system consists of channels and covers in 4 sizes: 2 inches wide by 2 inches high, 4 inches wide by 4 inches high, 6 inches wide by 4 inches high, and 12 inches wide by 4 inches high. Pre-assembled quick lock couplers, which are available for all 4 sizes of FibreRunner channel. Multiple styles of fittings with optional split fitting covers, including fittings that make a horizontal change in direction and that make a vertical change in direction. There are vertical T's that allow cables to exit the channel. Optional components that attach to vertical T fittings are sold separately. There are spillovers that allow cables to be routed up and over the side of the channel. Reducer fittings allow the transition from one size of FibreRunner to another or to fiber duct. Adapter fittings transition from various FibreRunner channel sizes to other manufacturers' channel sizes: 12x4 FibreRunner to ADC 12x4 Fiber Guide, 6x4 FibreRunner to ADC 6x4 Fiber Guide, 4x4 FibreRunner to ADC 4x4 Fiber Guide, 6x4 FibreRunner to Titan 8x4 Light Guide, 6x4 FibreRunner to Warren & Brown 8x4 Light Paths, 4x4 Fiber Duct to ADC 4x4 Fiber Guide, 4x4 Fiber Duct to various systems. Multiple styles of quick lock mounting brackets provide a wide variety of installation support options. Once the fiber protection system design has been established for the central office or data center, the first step is to create the support structure that will secure and support the FibreRunner routing system. The FibreRunner routing system is supported by quick lock brackets that can be mounted to threaded rod attached to auxiliary framing bar, ladder rack, equipment racks, or raised floor pedestals. FibreRunner bracket spacing is based on the needs of each individual application. The 12x4, 6x4, and 4x4 channels are self-supporting to a span of 5 feet. Therefore, brackets that support straight channel runs can be positioned every 5 feet. Introduction of fittings into the channel run will require additional brackets at intervals deemed necessary to adequately support the system. These additional brackets should be positioned as close to each coupler as possible. Brackets are attached to threaded rod dropped from an established auxiliary framing grid or ladder rack. Using brackets designed to clamp onto the ladder rack, threaded rod can be quickly installed. To do this, the ladder rack clamping bracket is positioned and attached to the ladder rack side stringer. Tighten the nuts until the lock washer is compressed. Once this is done, the quick lock mounting bracket can be secured to the threaded rod using the hardware supplied. An alternative mounting option is the Panduit adjustable ladder rack bracket. This bracket can be fastened directly to the ladder rack stringer without the use of threaded rod. To do this, simply slide the upright over or under the stringer. Secondly, place the clamp over or under the stringer and tighten down the 5/16" bolt. The bracket is now securely fastened to the stringer. The mounting arm position can be adjusted by positioning it in one of 9 predetermined positions and securing it in place using the hardware supplied. Mounting brackets can also be attached to the racks or frames. To mount to EIA/TIA relay racks, a clamping bracket is used to secure threaded rod to the top members of the rack. Once the threaded rod has been installed, the FibreRunner mounting bracket can be attached. To mount to a telco frame, simply thread a section of threaded rod into the top of the frame and lock down with a lock washer and nut. During the process of building out the fiber pathway, it will become necessary at some point to size and cut the channel and covers to accommodate the desired layout. Each size of Panduit FibreRunner channel and cover is supplied in 6-foot lengths. The most efficient method of cutting the FibreRunner product is to use a sliding compound saw. It is very important that the saw manufacturer's safety and operational instructions be followed for the saw being used. Also, when cutting the channel, the walls should be supported to minimize any chatter and vibration during cutting. Another convenient method of cutting the FibreRunner product is to use a battery-powered circular saw. Once again, it is very important that the saw manufacturer's safety and operational instructions be followed for the saw being used. To obtain a cleaner cut, a 58-tooth blade should be used. When a small number of cuts need to be made, another tool that can be used is the Panduit miter box and saw. The miter box has a provision for clamping it to the edge of a table and has convenient grooves for holding 4x4 and 6x4 FibreRunner channel, as well as the hinged covers. Once the item to be cut is secured, the 26-inch long handsaw with 12 teeth per inch can be used to then manually cut the product using long, steady strokes. installing a fiber protection system, it is important to be able to construct the cable pathway by joining the required components together in an efficient and secure manner. The FibreRunner system allows the user to do this by means of the Panduit Quick Lock Coupler. Panduit Quick Lock couplers are available for each size of Panduit FibreRunner, and each coupler functions in the same way. The Panduit Quick Lock coupler is designed to provide a mechanically secure connection between two sections of FibreRunner channel quickly and effortlessly. The coupler requires no pre-assembly and is ready to use right out of the package. Line up the channel with the extended ribs of the coupler. Once aligned, push the coupler and channel together until the channel butts up against the inner rib of the coupler. The slight amount of resistance that is felt is normal, indicating that the metal barbs of the coupler have engaged the surface of the channel. Now, another section of channel can be positioned and aligned with the end of the coupler. The two are pushed together until the channel once again butts up against the inner rib of the coupler, and a secure attachment between two sections of channel are complete. In the exact same way, the Panduit Quick Lock coupler can be used to join a section of FibreRunner channel to a FibreRunner fitting. And finally, the same easy steps are used to join any two Panduit FibreRunner fittings. In the event that disassembly is required, connections made with the Panduit Quick Lock couplers can be easily disconnected by loosening all of the bolts on the outside of the coupler. Use a standard 5/16" nut driver for the 2x2 coupler and 3/8" nut driver for all other sizes. Bolts do not need to be removed, only loosen enough to allow the metal barbs to disengage. The connection can then be pulled apart. Bolts on the Quick Lock coupler can be retightened, and the coupler is ready to be used once again. As the fiber protection pathway is being constructed, there will be points where the cable must be allowed to transition out of the channel. In order to safely route cables from horizontal runs to vertical cable management on racks or into cabinets, a smooth transition can be made with Panduit fittings, such as vertical tees or spillovers. These fittings are designed to physically protect the cable and provide 2-inch bend radius control. Vertical tees are a commonly used spill-out option. All Panduit vertical tees are joined to the system using Quick Lock couplers, as was previously demonstrated. The vertical tee is supplied with an integral hinged door that can be opened to allow full access to the cable pathway. 6x4 and 4x4 vertical tees also have a built-in Quick Lock system that will accommodate a variety of Panduit spill-out accessories, including a 3-sided bend radius control trumpet. To install the trumpet, align it with the vertical opening and simply push it in until the Quick Lock is engaged. To transition to Panduit 4x4 slotted duct, follow the same procedure as installing the trumpet. Transitioning to corrugated loom tubing can be accomplished by using a snap-together 2-port interduct transition fitting. To assemble, pre-cut lengths of tubing are installed over the exit end of the fitting, and the clamping piece is snapped into place, securely capturing the lengths of tubing into the fitting. The completed assembly can then be inserted in the vertical tee. When a transition to 2x2 duct is required in compact space, the Panduit low-profile reducer fitting can be used. This fitting is designed to snap into the throat of the 4x4 and 6x4 vertical tee and accepts a solid or slotted 2x2 section of duct. To install, the fitting is positioned in the throat of the vertical tee and snapped in place. With this done, the section of 2x2 duct is inserted into the integral quick lock barbs on the low-profile reducer. Cables can now be routed and the door on the vertical T closed. The 2x2 and 12x4 vertical T fittings require the use of a quick lock coupler to secure spill-out accessories to the vertical opening. The 2x2 vertical T utilizes a 2x2 quick lock coupler, and the 12x4 vertical T utilizes a 6x4 quick lock coupler. The addition of these quick lock couplers then allows the use of the various spill-out accessories. Another means to transition out of the channel is the use of the spillover fitting with a 2x2 exit. The spillover fitting can be initially designed into a system layout or attached at a later date as spillouts to additional racks, frames, or cabinets are needed. The spillover fitting is secured to the side wall of a section of either 4x4, 6x4, or 12x4 channel and provides complete 2-inch bend radius control protection. To install the spillover, position the mounting bracket in the desired location and insert the bracket tabs into the latch groove along the upper sidewall of the channel. Rotate the bracket downward until the bottom tab is flush with the bottom of the channel and secure using the supplied T-bolt. Next, snap the spillover fitting over the sidewall of the channel and onto the spillover bracket. The last step is to assemble 2 self-tapping screws through the bracket and into the fitting, thereby securing the fitting to the bracket. Multiple spill-out accessories can be attached to the spillover fitting, including a 2x2 trumpet. To attach the bend radius control trumpet, a 2x2 quick lock coupler is used, as was previously demonstrated, to attach the fitting to the spillover exit. Other spill-out options include a transition to a 1-port spill-out to corrugated tubing, or a transition to a section of 2x2 FibreRunner hinge channel. To assemble, the tubing is attached to the base of the component, and a clamping section is snapped over the tube and base, creating an assembly. This assembly can then be attached directly to the exit end of the spill-out with a 2x2 coupler. To assemble a section of 2x2 FibreRunner hinge channel, a 2x2 quick lock coupler can be used. In situations that call for routing upward rather than downward, Panduit offers an upspout fitting. The upspout fitting is used to transition cables upward from either the 4x4 or 6x4 channel while maintaining a 2-inch bend radius control. To install the upspout, push down the sections until they snap over the edges of the channel. With this done, sections can be closed and the radiused bezel installed. Once installed, cable in the fitting can be accessed from either side by lifting off the bezel, unlatching the upspout, and swinging open either side of the fitting halves. Multiple spill-out accessories can be attached to the fitting. They include a transition to a 2-port spill-out to corrugated tubing that can be fastened to the upspout fitting with plastic nuts and bolts, or a section of Panduit 4x4 fiber duct channel attached with plastic nuts and bolts. As the fiber protection pathway is constructed, it becomes necessary to attach the system to the supporting infrastructure. Pre-assembled sections of channel and fittings can easily be attached to quick lock brackets that come with factory-installed slide mounting clips. To install, the channel or channel and fitting section is lifted onto the mounting brackets, positioned, and pushed back until the rear slide clamps capture the mounting feature on the bottom of the channel. Once in position, the channel is secured to the bracket by loosening the front slide clamp with a 7/16" nut driver. sliding it against the front mounting feature of the channel and locking it into position. For additional security, the 12x4 quick lock brackets come with a T-bolt to further secure the channel to the bracket. Insert the T-bolt through the 12x4 mounting bracket and position within the center rib structure on the underside of the 12x4 channel. By tightening the nut, the 12x4 channel is more securely fastened to the mounting bracket. Additional support for 12x4 and select 4x4 and 6x4 fittings can be provided by using thread cutting screws to secure the fitting to the bracket with bosses on the bottom of the fitting. When required, the final step in the installation is the attachment of optional pathway covers. Installation of the 2x2 FibreRunner snap-on hinged cover is done by aligning the cover over the channel and then applying a force to the top of the cover until the latches snap into place. Once this is done, the 2x2 FibreRunner snap-on hinged cover may be unlatched from one side and rotated open. It can be reclosed and then opened from the opposite side in the exact same way. The hinged cover makes it possible to access the channel from either side without removing the cover. To remove the cover, just grasp the cover and pull straight up until the latches release. Installation of the 4x4 and 6x4 FibreRunner snap-on hinged covers is done by aligning the hinge size of the cover over the channel and then applying a force to the top of the cover until the hinge snaps into place. Then the latch side of the cover may be aligned over the channel and a force applied to the top of the cover until the latch snaps into place. Once this is done, the 4x4 and 6x4 FibreRunner snap-on hinged covers may be unlatched from one side using the convenient finger gripping rib. The covers can be rotated and will stay at any position until fully opened at 90 degrees. The hinged covers make it possible to access the channel from one side without removing the cover. To remove the cover, it is best to gain access to one end, and by using a screwdriver, carefully pry the cover latch away from the channel until the cover latch can be pulled up and removed. Installation of the 4x4 and 6x4 FibreRunner split hinged cover is done by aligning one side of the cover over the channel and then applying a force to the top of the cover until the latches snap into place. The same step is repeated for the other side. Once this is done, the 4x4 and 6x4 FibreRunner split hinged covers can be rotated and will stay at any position until fully opened at 90 degrees. These split hinge channel covers make it possible to access the channel very easily from either side in height-restricted applications. Also, cables may be added or removed via the 3/4 inch wide access gap. To remove the cover, it is best to rotate the cover downward into the channel a small amount and then pull up on the latch side of the cover until it is disengaged and can be removed. Installation of the 12x4 FibreRunner snap-on hinged cover is done by aligning the hinge side of the cover over the channel and then applying a force to the top of the cover until the hinge snaps into place. Then the latch side of the cover may be aligned over the channel and a force applied to the top of the cover until the latch snaps into place. Once this is done, the 12x4 FibreRunner snap-on hinged cover may be unlatched from one side using the convenient finger gripping rib. The cover can be rotated until open at 90 degrees. Also, the cover can be hinged in the center so as to fold the cover to allow for more space in height-restricted applications. The hinged covers make it possible to access the channel from one side without removing the cover. To remove the cover, it is best to rotate the cover downward into the channel a small amount, and then pull up on the latch side of the cover until it is disengaged and can be removed. Installation of the fitting covers is done by aligning the extended tabs on the covers with the openings on the fittings and applying a slight force until the cover tabs are in place. Because most fitting covers are split, there will be multiple cover pieces to snap into place. Once these pieces are installed, a 3/4 inch wide access gap will remain through which cables may be added or removed. To remove the fitting covers, grasp the cover, depress the extended tabs until they release, and pull up until the cover is clear. Installation of the spillover cover is done by aligning the cover over the channel and then applying a force to the top of the cover along the back until the latches on the back side snap into place. Once this is done, the spillover cover may be unlatched from one side using the convenient finger gripping rib. The cover can be rotated until open at 90 degrees. The hinged spillover covers make it possible to access the channel from one side without removing the cover. To remove the cover, it is best to gain access to one end, and by using a screwdriver, carefully pry the cover latch away from the channel until the cover latch can be pulled up and removed. You have just seen how fast and how easy it is to install the Panduit FibreRunner routing system. Endless configurations can be installed in an efficient, time-saving manner with Panduit's robust, large-capacity 12x4 and 6x4 systems for use with large cable counts, and 4x4 and 2x2 systems for use with smaller cable counts. Hinged channel covers and split fitting covers, which protect cabling and provide access for future cabling revisions and additions. Quick lock couplers and brackets that take less than 5 seconds to make a mechanically secure connection. Quick lock brackets that attach system components to ladder rack, strut, equipment racks, walls, and raised floor pedestals. Fittings, which provide minimum 2-inch bend radius to protect against signal loss due to excessive cable bends. Multiple spill-out options that provide versatility to make transitions to various equipment and rack configurations. Compatibility with Panduit FiberDuct 4x4 and 2x2 routing systems, Panduit cable management products, and racks. For specific applications, refer to the Panduit Application Guide.